Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I apologize, I'm not looking the best today. I'm feeling really sick, sore throat, cold, not COVID, tested, just a cold. But I do got some news today. Again, Royal Caribbean is having some trouble lately with itineraries because another entire itinerary just changed. We have a couple who claim that, a celebrity left them in a lurch and abandoned them in a city. And then we also have something I want to talk about, customer service. And literally probably some of the best customer service I've ever seen. Well, it looks like the Liberty SC, they've been looking at the weather coming up, and it looks too windy that they're not going to be able to pull into not just one, but two of their ports. In fact, the entire itinerary is changing. They were supposed to stop in Nassau in the Bahamas, and they go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is, of course, a highlight for most Royal Caribbean stops. However, nope, they're not going to be able to go there. Too windy. Instead, they are detouring the ship to Labadee in Haiti, and then they're going to have another sea day instead of a port day. So that's a pretty dramatic change. Does not look like there's any compensation going or onboard credits or anything like that. Just disappointing. I mean, Nassau for Labadee, you can probably switch out, but then losing Perfect Day at Coco Cay, that's probably not on everyone's bucket list. Next, we saw, I saw a headline that said that Celebrity Cruise Lines abandoned this couple in Chile. And it turns out it's not Celebrity Cruise Line, although they were on a celebrity cruise, the Celebrity Infinity. However, it was the travel agency that they booked through left them in a lurch. It was a group package where they were traveling by cruise ship, and then they also had a land portion hotel, and that's where the problem lied. It became Imagine Cruising was the travel agency involved here, and apparently they got off the cruise ship and there was a 75-mile bus ride to get to their hotel destination for the land portion of their tour, and there was no bus. Although there were lots of Imagine buses there, none of them were theirs for their trip. And when they asked people who worked for the Imagine bus line and everything that's there, they all said, yeah, a bus is coming, a bus is coming, a bus is coming. And finally, no bus arrived. And they ended up having to find a bus driver. There was like 10 couples there that were left, and they ended up pitching in their money and paying $375 to take that bus ride to their hotel. And after they arrived at the hotel, they got a text message from the bus driver saying that they arrived at this time and nobody was there, they couldn't find them. Well, they said they were sitting there the entire time waiting and no bus showed up at that time. Now, was there a time difference maybe that they got off on the cruise ship time and not the land time? I'm not sure. That's a possibility. We all know that kind of stuff happens. But for 10 couples to get it wrong, I think that's a little out there. Probably the bus just didn't show up. No word from Imagine Cruising on anything. They've been asked for comment and they said they're looking into the situation. And these people are not happy. I can't blame them for not being happy about being left there. However, I don't know what they're expecting to get back. Are they expecting to get all their money back? Are they expecting to get their bus transfers? That should come back at the very least, and maybe some compensation at the hotel, some extra perks, things like that. Possibility the bus broke down and the bus driver just forgot, and it's not necessarily Imagine Cruising's fault. But it is their responsibility to make the decision to compensate these people and figure out how to appease them just a little bit. But yeah, again, it wasn't Celebrity Cruise Line. If you see stories saying it's Celebrity Infinity left them, it wasn't. It was Imagine Cruising, the agency. Celebrity did their cruise, dropped them off where they're supposed to, sailed away, and these people were supposed to be on a bus operated by the travel agency. And next I want to talk about some customer service and some of the best customer service I've ever seen on a cruise. I was recently on the Discovery Princess, and yes, customer service. I had a bunch of people on my group and other people went down with some issues. Little things that happened, and that happens everywhere, right? Absolutely happens everywhere. However, it's how they react and how they get things done. I've seen some cruise lines who just, sorry sir, what do you expect us to do about it? And then we have the Discovery Princess, which was the exact opposite. And I had rave reviews from people at the customer service desk, like who went and dealt with them. They said they were polite and they got the action done. They solved issues. For instance, one issue, people were in the sanctuary area. They had their towel and they left their sunglasses, and they went into the pool. And when they got back, the sunglasses had been taken. Somebody either mistook their glasses for theirs or they stole them. And yes, stole them. That sort of thing still does happen on cruise ships. People do steal. Well, they went down to say at the front desk and said, hey, you know what? There was a camera right there. You can look at it and find out who did it. And they said, well, here, we have another option for you, perhaps. How about this? Why don't we just give you a voucher, you go into our gift shop and you buy yourself a brand new pair of sunglasses. Doesn't matter what they are. Ray-Bans, that kind of really nice sunglasses. They ended up getting a better pair of sunglasses than they owned. And that's all people want, right, is the compensation. They want to be looked after. Hey, something happened and fixed it. Another couple, their bus broke down. From the airport to shuttle them, they ended up having to take a taxi. What did they do? They refunded the bus fare and they gave them onboard credits for the inconvenience. Things like that. There were numerous things that happened where people had something go wrong, nothing major, nothing huge, just a little bit, and they handled it like clockwork. Notice I didn't hear anybody who said they weren't happy with what happened and the decisions that were made. So much so that when I walked by the front desk numerous times, it's in an area that I was, on deck 5 where I had to head to my stateroom. And I went there, there was hardly ever a line. Now, if you've been on other cruise lines and other cruise ships, you can tell, especially the last couple days, the last couple sea days, there are people lined up there because of discrepancies on their bill or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's lineups. And literally, there was a couple people waiting there at the most every time I went. Hardly ever a lineup. And that's because they were thorough and they dealt with it quickly. And again, I had numerous people in my group that was on board and other people I met who raved about the customer service on the Discovery Princess last week. So I just wanted to give that a shout out. It's not about what happens, it's about how you react, and that's all. Bad things are going to happen. Bad things can happen. You can have a flood in your stateroom. You could lose your luggage. You could have your bus not show up. But it's not about what happened. It's about how they react and how they fixed it. And I had nothing but great reports. So any officers out there who are on the Discovery Princess, your customer service is bang on that ship from what I saw on board. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.